Hello everyone, the 316 here with another Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse review. I have here the Batman vs. Bane 2-pack, usually retails for about $69.99. I believe it was about that price. Long story short, this took a while to get here. Amazon decided to ship it via USPS, and it went from like Florida to Georgia to Alaska. I don't live in Alaska. I don't know why it went up there. And then it got lost for like a week. This is the replacement one. I eventually did get the original order, but I don't know what they were doing. In USPS, they're shipping it to Alaska. I have no idea. But anyway, glad to have it here. Let's go ahead and check it out, starting off with this art card that Bane here is holding. Thank you, Bane. So, of course, this is the iconic shot where Bane breaks Batman's back. One of the most iconic comic book moments, especially in Batman comics. I feel like an AI wrote this because if you read it, it says Bane pummels him ruthlessly before breaking Wayne's back over his knee inside the Batcave below the manor, breaking Batman's back. So he broke Batman's back and he broke Batman's back. Just a weird card. So, oh, sorry if you couldn't read that. There you go. I didn't read the whole card, but hey, it's nice to have the card. That's all that really matters. Let me turn the light down just a bit. There we go. So, accessories wise, Bane, he comes with those two open hands, and he also comes with these two fisted hands. And they are painted pretty nicely. The single release Bane did not have the paint here for the actual skin, so it was just all black there. And I don't think he had the knuckles painted either. What is nice, though, is that, he comes with two sets of hands. The fists and the open hands, single release, just came with one of each. I think it was right hand fist. Might have been left hand fist. Don't know. That's all Bane comes with. Batman here comes with quite a few different things. So, first of all, he comes with a Batarang. We've seen this a few times before, mostly in the Knightfall Batman body molds. Black and blue. He comes with a set of fists. One is on the figure. It's the same fist we've seen in the Knightfall body molds. I believe these hands are new, though. There's some, like, open hands. Like he's, like, gesturing or something like, Bane, no, stop. Don't hurt me. He also comes with two holding hands as well. So you can shove the Batarang in there if you want to. However you want to have him hold it. Even that way. But yeah, that's all the accessories they come with. But one other thing, oh, and they come with two display stands. I only have Batman on display stand because Bane, he's a big fig, you don't need it. What's nice though is that the display stands in the art card aren't actually on the backdrop image this time. Thankfully, I'm glad that we finally are starting to get these backdrops without the art cards on them. It's such a minor thing, but it's really nice to have some display backgrounds, and I will be holding on to this because it's cool, And I do believe that it has the sticker on it that Mcfarlane uses for like inventory control or whatnot. I'm not sure why it's there. Here's the box, pretty big box. I'll go ahead and bust out the ruler here. It's like 11 inches tall, just over. And then lengthwise, it's like 12. Depth-wise, it's like almost 6. Not a pretty big box. I mean, it's your standard typical box. It's what you expect. Nothing out of the ordinary. If you're looking for this in store, there's the barcode. Although this is pretty easy to get online still. But yeah, there's a box there for you. Let me go ahead and reintroduce these two figures here. And I want to start off with the Bane. I've been wanting a Bane in this line for a while. I was unable to procure the single release, and well, I'm glad to have this version at the very least. What is interesting, though, is that both of these figures are cel-shaded. When I originally saw the images for this up for pre-order, I thought it was just Bane that's cel-shaded, but no, Batman is too. We'll get into that. But Bane here, he's got a pretty decent amount of blue cel shading here. I have seen some people actually remove the cel shading and add a red circle here on his belt, but there is no cel shading on the back. That's kind of jarring, I'm not going to lie. That does look a bit weird. What is nice, though, is that you can see his spine just some of his spinal column poking out there, even towards the top by his neck. He's got a tube running from his wrist gauntlet all the way up to the back of his neck, like that. And that doesn't hinder his movement in the neck, unless you want to do like a 360. Eventually it does get caught. Like, you can do a 360, but you got to be very careful, not to break that cord. I guess I can get into articulation. I don't really like how this hand looks over here. It goes from skin to glove, and I just feel like they needed just an extra piece of plastic on top of that arm so that it looked more natural. Like, this side gets away with it pretty decently, but this side, it doesn't look as good. Just looks a bit weird. So this is on like the Marvel Legends style wrist joint, so you got the twist and the hinge. He has, full rotation in the shoulder, just a little bit of give there, and of course, all of that. He only has a single joint and a swivel here. Wish he had some swivel up and there. The shoulder swivel, bicep swivel. He's got no shoulder swivel though. Lame. That's all right. Let's see. Actually, I am interested in this. Ooh, a beautiful spread. That isn't. Yeah, this Bane can he can pull off a Jean-Claude Van Damme. I do not like the sound of those joints though. It sounds like he's farting. Eek, that did not sound good. I like the texturing detail on the pants here. That's nice. Of course, he bumped into the camera. Belt's good too. This is not reuse. I think the only new things here are the head, torso, and belt. Everything else, I believe, is reused. Oh, and the new hands, because, like I said, the single release only came with one. Interesting thing about the knee pads is that they are a separate piece from the knee joint itself, at least from what I can tell it is. It might be just that the way they molded it, this part is a bit softer, so you can peel it a little bit, but kind of weird. He cannot kick his own ass. At least I'm pretty sure he can't. Let's see. Oof. Well, okay, he can kick his own ass. I was wrong. And I do have issues standing this guy up sometimes. Like, he just doesn't want to stand. Like, one leg is a little bit longer than the other. I cannot tell you why that is. He does have, ankle pivot and the bend, but he does not have swivel. He does not have swivel. He has pivot, but no swivel. That kind of sucks, and it makes it a little bit harder for him to stand. He does have a little bit of thigh swivel, but it's mostly in just the one leg. This leg, okay, this leg moves more than I thought. But, you can get him to stand fairly easily, just, given the nature of big figs. They usually stand pretty well, but you might have to play with it a little bit. I think this leg's the shorter one. But yeah, that's Bane. He looks pretty cool. Now on to Batman. This one's the surprise of the set for me. He's got battle damage, but if you take a closer look, you can see some dark gray detailing around the suit, and it looks really good on the chest here. I really wish I could use this as my main display Batman, but, given the expression and all the paint here, I think I'm just going to put him, like, in a different section with my action figures. I'm running out of room, though. That's the problem. What is most striking about this is that he does come with a wired cape, which is black on the inside, and this nice shiny blue on the outside. Although I do wish it was more of a matte color so that it matched up better with the blue here that they got going on with him. Let me turn the light down. There we go. Yeah, this is a bit shiny. It's a little darker too. This is like a very striking blue. This one's a little bit kind of flat blue, but metallic. But yeah, wired capes are always welcome here. Although I feel like this one's a little too big. It hits the ground here just a little too much, and I'm worried about that warping the cape points over time. And wired cape, you can get it into some pretty nice poses here. You can do some of that if you want to, if you're feeling like it. You can have this come way up here. Maybe you're into that. You can get him into a flight pose where the cape is, all extended out like that. Just gotta find the right move. There you go. You can have him be flying with that cape. Uh, Again, it's a nice cape. I just wish it wasn't as big, because I feel like it's gonna, warp these over time if I have it in a weird angle. But given that it is double-sided as well, black on one side, blue on the other, it is a bit thicker, so hopefully it'll hold up over time. But I kind of hope this was a softer material or a lighter material, because it doesn't really like hold. I mean, it holds poses, but I'd rather have something that's a bit more flowy and smaller. But again, can't deny that having a wired cape is nice. He's got some paint on the belt there. It's kind of hard to make out on camera here. There you go. You can kind of see some of the dark yellow. And just like Bane, he has no paint on the back of his body as well. Most of this is reused, but the head and the upper torso are new. So he's actually got some more range of movement here compared to the Knightfall body. He also has a little bit of crunch. Not too bad there. Oh, and I forgot to mention Bane does have crunch too, and his crunch is pretty good. He's just got a ball joint there. You stand. I didn't mean for him to look at the camera like that, but that's funny. Really love how this bat symbol turned out. Just, it's nice. It almost matches the belt color. Belt color is a little bit brighter, but it's not by much. Just good job overall on this figure, and I like him so much. I did have two of these at a time, of this figure at a time, but I sent it back, because I don't want to spend another $70. If this goes on sale for like 35 somewhere, I'll probably pick up a second one, but for now, one set's enough. And anyway, let's go ahead and let me try the black light on these guys. Nothing's really showing up on the black light. In person, his Calder's pretty bright, but everything else is, that's weird. His hand there is glowing. You see that? That is weird. Yeah, Bane's not showing up like at all. Nothing's popping, which is interesting. I thought the blue paint there would pop on him. Anyway, let's do size comparison. So Bane, he stands at about 9 inches tall, maybe just 9¼ inches. He's a pretty big boy. And the Knightfall Batman here stands at, looks like 7¾ at the top of the ears. So let me see. This cape is going to get in the way of this, so I'm just trying to figure out how best to do this. This is good enough. I'll just leave them right there. Let's go ahead and start off with some Batman-related characters. We got the Robin here from Robin Reborn. But most people just say it's the Knightfall one. And you know what? These two look good together. They scale well together. I got no complaints. This looks great. And some Batman villain. We got a Joker here that goes next to that Bane. These two look good together too. Although I don't think that this is reminiscent of a Knightfall Joker. I don't know if Joker was even in the Knightfall storyline. I should find it in like a comic book shop. Just get some of those. Read them like an omnibus. Anyway, there's some other Knightfall characters I have. Don't have Nightwing or Catwoman. Just didn't get those. Anyway, Batman-related characters. Here's another wired caped Batman. Here is the first appearance Batman here. This is the non-platinum. I don't have the platinum. And here is Superman next to these guys as well. Looks pretty good. I like this. I like how this Batman and Superman, their blues are very similar colors. Superman's blue is just a touch more like purple. Just like a touch of purple, like almost periwinkle. See, the cape's already getting in the way. Last two, before we get on to the usual suspects, here is another Build-A-Figure in Beast Boy. Beast Boy is just a little bit shorter. And we got Sinestro here for a Legion of Doom member for him to go next to. And yeah, these guys look good next to each other too. This Bane looks good next to a lot of different action figures. I'm liking it. Liking what I see. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the usual suspects. We got Atrocitus back here. He's actually looks like they're about the same height. Bane might be just a touch taller, but Very, very close in height on these two. Let me see if I can reposition this. Alright, there we go. That should work. But as you can see, the cape hits the ground pretty easily. Speaking of Batman figures, we got the gold label Arkham City Batman, Jazzwares Halo Spartan Yoroi from the Spartan Collection. Let's get our wrestling figures out here. AEW Unrivaled Samoa Joe, and the Mattel WWE Elite 100 John Cena. 6-inch scale Marvel Legends Scarlet Spidey, the Star Wars Black Series retro card Boba Fett, the G.I. Joe Classified Tiger Force Outback, and of course the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Dino Thunder Black. So, is this 2-pack worth $70? It does feel a little steep, but honestly, it was worth it to me. I have no problem paying the $70 for this. I mean, it's mostly reuse, I understand that, but, you know, they did add a pretty decent amount of paint onto these figures. The self-shading looks really good on Batman. I'm a little mixed on it with Bane, but again, if you want to remove the paint on the Bane, you can do that. It looks pretty good from what I've seen. One thing I'd like to point out with Bane is that look at all that hair. Like, that is a lot of hair. Like, good God. I mean, it's not at all on the art card, but, you know, I always appreciate when the toy companies put some, like, painted hair detail on their figures. It just, it adds a little bit of quality to it, I feel. Like, it's such a small detail, but it can really pop a figure. I think that the Batman is the standout of this one. He comes with the wired cape. It's dual-backed, or double-sided, rather. It's a very stunning looking figure. I wish he came with an alternate head sculpt, though, that was not angry, because I'd really love to use this as my main display Batman. But maybe Todd will make this figure as a single card release with a, you know, standard Knightfall helmet, or cowl, rather. I almost forgot to include this guy. This is the Platinum Azrael Batman armor in the size comparisons, but there he is to get you an idea. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below. Are you getting this 2-pack? Did you already get it? How does it look on your display shelf? Ooh, things are falling. Anyway, leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell. It all helps out the channel. And as always, peace.